Hi and welcome. I'm Heidi, and I'm super excited to keep adding on to Intro to Yoga. I get super excited about these poses. You will always find these poses or a variation of these in any class that I teach. And that's all the Crescent Lunge poses. And there are so many variations to them. And what I love about these, it is really a way to just shift your energy. I'm sure we've all had those moments where we pretty have low energy, or we're feeling pretty bummed or sad. And sometimes we just need a shift, like a physical shift in the body or mental shift, and really change our energy. And that really helps us to change even the outlook or how we feel in that moment. So these poses really fire me up. I love them. There are lots of little variations to it, but we are going to start our foundation and then move up and show you all those different variations, and then always moving with the breath. That's the best way to stay in the present moment. So we're actually going to start in a seated position, sitting nice and tall. You're going to stack the shoulders over the hips. Now, when you do that, you start noticing the inner core muscles firing up, and really getting like that deep strengthening right from within. And then soften the shoulders down and lengthen the crown of the head up, but just keep your chin like nice and neutral. We're not looking up, we're not looking down, just straight ahead. And just by doing that, just this little energy shift of just sitting up, that already can change the whole outlook of your day. So sitting nice and tall, that's how we start. As simple as that. Take a big breath in through the nose. And you're going to open your mouth and think about fogging a mirror. So that same idea. Inhale through the nose. We're going to fog that mirror, but this time keep the lips sealed. That's an Ujjayi breath, a victorious breath, an energy, heat-building breath. Inhale. Exhale. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. That breath shifts energy, changes the mindset. All right, circle, sweep your arms up. Big breath in. And just side stretch. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Both arms up. Inhale. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Breath in. Cactus your arms, open your chest. Exhale. Breath in. Arms up. We're going to twist to the right. Exhale. Left hand, right knee, right hand behind you. Sit up tall, shifting that energy up. And then shifting the energy back, twisting nice and gently in the spine. Never want to feel any sharp pain. Both arms go up. Look on up. Inhale. Twisting over to the left. Exhale. Beautiful. Both arms up. Inhale. All right, we're going to go into all fours, wrists under shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. Few rounds of cat and cow here. Inhale, we arch. Exhale, round the spine. Think about stretching the skin between the shoulder blades. The chin comes in towards the chest. Inhale, we arch. Exhale, we hug it in. One more round. Inhale, we arch. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. Exhale it out. Now, knees are bent first. If it feels good in your body and you're not feeling any pain in the hamstrings and your calves, then maybe you straighten out the legs. All right, listen to what your body needs. Tilt the tailbone up. What's happening here in the shoulders? Let's slide the shoulders away from the ears and then hug those shoulder blades into the upper back. Hug your lower ribs in. Gaze is between your toes. Take a big breath in. Ujjayi breath, that victorious heat-building breath out through the nose. Beautiful. Let's bring that right leg all the way up and back. Inhale. We're going to step it through, bringing your right foot towards the right side of your thumb. You're going to bring your back knee down and then come on up. Here's my foundational pose. Love, love, love this pose. We're going to heel toe your right foot out a little so you have this nice wide stance and a lot of stability, okay? We're tilting the tailbone up, down, lifting your pelvic floor up and in. And notice that the hamstrings, in your left hamstring, that fires up. And now you can keep your right ankle over, your right knee and right ankle in one line and lift the arms up. Right here, moon pose, all right? Or if you want to get a little deeper stretch to the front of the body, these hip flexor muscles that do a lot of sitting all day, you can bring the knee forward. But what tends to happen here is people just dump down in here. We don't want to do that. We still want to lift that core up. Beautiful. Take a big breath in here. I'm going to add on. You're going to bring your left hand down to the earth, right underneath your left shoulder, and lift your right hand up to the sky. What's happening here with this right shoulder? Rotate it back away from the ears and down your spine. Now, what's happening with this right outer hip? Send it into the center and send it back. Beautiful. Nice. So you're going to bring your hands down to the earth. Lift that back knee out. Step that right leg back to a downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Beautiful. Left leg goes up. Breath in. We're going to step it through. Again, you can use those blocks. Remember, I love using blocks to lengthen and give you a little space for you to step it through. You're going to bring that back knee down. Nice wide stance. Not too wide that it's uncomfortable and you're opening up your hips, but just like these railway tracks. These legs are parallel, right? Tilt tailbone down, hug pelvic floor in, right hamstring is on fire, hands are all the way up to the sky, or maybe hands are heart center. Maybe hands are behind your back and you're opening up through the front of the body. What do you need? I'm going to lift my hands all the way up to the sky. Take a big breath in here. And I love this, getting nice and deep down, opening up through the front of the body, all the way from the right knee, all the way up through the front of the body and the chest, all the way to the collarbone, even the neck if you look back. Now, if you ever feel this pinching in the lower back, rather come on up, okay? No pinching in the lower back. Engage the core. All right. You're going to bring your right hand down to the earth, left hand up to the sky. Press down to the right hand to lift, and think of this essence of an upward facing dog or a cobra, just this opening through the front of the body. Nice. All right, left hand comes down, lift that back knee up. We're going to step that left foot back, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Let's move with the breath. Right leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale as you step that right foot to the front of the mat. Bring your back knee down. Exhale it out. Arms go up. Breath in. Soften down a little deeper. Breath out. Find length in the torso. Inhale. Left hand down. Right arm up. Twist. Exhale. Beautiful. Bring your right hand down. Lift the back knee up. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Exhale it out. Left leg up. Breath in. Step through. Moon pose. Back knee down. As you exhale all that air out. Arms go up. Inhale. Let's find some depth if that feels good in the body. Exhale. Find more length. Inhale. Right hand down. Left arm up. Press down to lift up. Beautiful. Bring your left hand down. Lift that back knee up. Downward facing dog. Exhale it out. Breath in. Breath out. Nicely done. Right leg up and back. Inhale. I'm going to step it through. Exhale. Runners lunge, right? We're a runner, running forward. Now, first thing we want to do, you see that back heel? I want you to shift it forward, right over the ball of your foot. Right knee, right ankle. You see that? It's one line here. We're going to stick to that, okay? Take your right thumb into the right hip crease and instead guide that right hip back. So we have this nice straight lower back, nice lengthened lower back. All right. This is your runner's lunge. You can bring your left hand down and bring your right arm up for that same twist as we did with the knee down. But this time, the knee is up. All right. Bring your right hand down. We're going to add on to this, right? So your legs are nice and strong. You're shifting that back heel forward. You're firing up the muscles in the legs. Think about squeezing the muscles into the bones. Press down to lift on up. Breath in. Oh, nicely done. Breath out. Now, what's happening here? Is that a little wobbly? That's all fine. If you want to make it less wobbly, heel toe this right foot out. Make your space a little wider. Take up room in your mat. All right, right knee, right ankle. Shift that back heel forward. That's nice and strong. Think about this right hip going back, left hip going forward. We're still tilting that tailbone down. It's just a little movement. You can barely see it, right? Arms go up, breath in. All right, hands to your heart center, breath out. We're going to add on here. You're going to shift your chest right over your thighs. You can stay right here. You stay here with your breath. Ooh, that energy shift is going to be like crazy. You're going to feel the heat building in your body. All right, I want you to twist. So the spine is long. I'm not rounding. Nice and long. And take the right elbow up, left elbow to touch just above the knee. And if you have it, you slide it onto the outside of the knee. I'm going to put my elbow right just above the knee. And I'm going to look on up. Beautiful. Oh, I'm a little wobbly, so squeeze every muscle into the bones. Beautiful. Bring your hands down to the earth. We're going to step that right foot back. Ooh, downward dog. That's a nice little rest here. Who would have thought? Down dog, restful pose, right? Big breath in. Big breath out. Left hand up, a left leg up, not your hand. That will be tricky. You want to bring the left leg up, right? And we're going to step it through. Runners Lunge. Now, nice wide stance. Right heel is directly over the ball of the foot. So that just gives you a little more stability. If you do want to stretch your calf, of course you can bring the heel down and get a good calf stretch. But if you're actually lifting on up and adding strength components to this and you're a little wobbly, really want to not overstretch that right, the calves and the hamstrings. So I would like you to get really stable here and shift that right heel forward. Right, it's right over the ball of the foot. And now I squeeze all the muscles into the bones. Now what's happening here on my left hip? Notice that the left hip pops out, right? So I'm going to bring it in to the center and shift it back. Oh man, the muscles are firing up. All right, you're going to bring your right hand down, left arm up, and we're twisting again with a straight spine, not rounding, opening. Beautiful. All right, left hand down. Nice and strong legs. My legs are on fire. We're going to lift. Torso up, arms up. Breath in here. Hands to your heart center. Breath out. Think about that right hamstring is on fire. Left quad on fire. Right quad is stretching. These beautiful combinations here. Super time saver, right? You can stretch, strengthen, in one pose. Hug lower ribs in, core, inner strength. Meditation with the breath. Breathe, stay in this present moment. All that mindfulness, all that strength, stretch, all in one pose. All right, I'm sure you're saying like enough talking, Heidi. Can we please show me the next one? All right, we're gonna lean forward. Take your hands, you're gonna press them together, get those elbows out, right? Roll the shoulder blades back, twisting. Oh, I'm falling over. All right, elbow, I'm putting it on the knee because I'm super wobbly today. My legs are on fire. I'm gonna bring my hands to heart center. Now notice, my prayer hands are light by my left shoulder. I want to get a little deeper in this twist with a nice long spine. So take the left hand, push it into the right, and voila. Send that left shoulder back. And now I've just deepened this twist so much more. Beautiful. Bring your hands down to the earth. Step that left leg back. I'm already out of breath. How about that? Breath in. Big, big, big breath out. Breath in. Big breath out. Come onto your knees. Come onto all fours and you take a seat. I'm going to show you one more that really, this pose shifts energy like crazy. And that is a side plank. And there's different variations to the side plank. So I'm going to show you those and then we will flow in the uses of the crescent lunge and the side plank. So coming onto all fours, I want you to extend that left leg back. We're actually going to stretch that out. So bring that left heel down. And oh, that's a good stretch. Especially if we've been in the legs so much. That feels good. All right, shift that back heel forward. You're going to take this right foot and we're going to just move it about 45 degrees out to the right side. That's kind of a little kickstand. Right wrist underneath the right shoulder. And then I'm just going to spin. So the inside edge of my foot can be on the mat, but I'm now going to roll my foot down. So all four corners of the feet are touching the earth. I'm going to move right wrist underneath the right shoulder. It was a little high up here. And that's just putting unnecessary strain on a joint that isn't built to carry so much weight. So slide, let's stack, use bone strength, protect the joints, and then lift the arms up. Think about this rolling the shoulder blade down, your back, and look on up. What's happening here on the side ribs is that we're squeezing in, hugging in on the side body, and that's what's keeping your body up. All right, other side. We're going to come back onto all fours. Let's first stretch out that right leg and just enjoy a little stretch, just a little TLC. There you go. All right, now we're going to do the same thing. Left foot, get a little kickstand. But now I'm going to do no kickstand just to show you. Kickstand gives you a little more stability, right? If you want to add another layer to it, keep your left ankle in line with the left knee. Spin on the inside edge of your right foot. Then bring all four corners in. What's happening here? Left wrist, left shoulder, stack. Spread fingers nice and wide. Lift arm up, right there. Now I'm just going to show you this variation. You can also lift that right leg up. Oh, there's that balance. It doesn't like me doing that, but I got to hug the core in, and then suddenly, boom, I find that stability. You got to keep squeezing every muscle into the bone. All right, come on out. So now I'm going to show you the next step to that. Always bring the knees down, especially if you have shoulder issues. But if you are not wanting to put the knees down, you want to get into the full variation of side plank, feet hip distance apart in that plank, right? Side plank, we start off in plank. We shift the heels to the right. So right foot outer side edge, left foot inside edge. Right wrist, right shoulder, one line. Hug the shoulder blades into the upper back. Use this right side to lift on up. And then we're going to lift the left hand up to the sky. Beautiful. Maybe you stack the feet. Maybe you lift the left. Oh my goodness, left leg right there. All right, those are just variations you can always add to. I love that we can get to add and always grow. Other side. So we're in the high plank. We're spinning the toes, heels to the back. Reach your right arm up. And then what's happening in the back here? I'm not letting my shoulders roll forward, but I'm actually back and down and hugging in, and then using the side ribs, using those left outer hip muscles to lift those hips up. Look at the right fingertips. Yes. All right, high plank. Let's put your knees down. Inhale, arch. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, arch. And hug it in. Beautifully done. Let's flow. Downward facing dog. Exhale it all the way out. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth. Let it out. Roll up into a high plank. Breath in. Spin. Heels to the left. Right hand to the sky. Side plank. Big breath in. High plank. You can put your knees down. Remember? Downward facing dog. Right leg up and back. Inhale. Step it through. Runners lunge. Exhale. Take a breath in. Send that right hip back. Exhale. Left hand down. Right arm up. Take another big breath in here. Slide that right shoulder blade down your back. Exhale it out. Press down through the floor. Reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Bring your torso up. Big breath in. Inhale. Come down a little bit more. Exhale. Right knee, right ankle. Yes, you have got this. Breathe. Feel how that energy shifts. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Exhale. In prayer. Chest over the knee. Another big breath in. We're twisting left elbow either on the thigh or slide it to the outside edge of that right thigh. But keep those hips squared. Squeeze those inner thighs in. Bring your hands to your heart center. Let's maybe add, and we open up the arms, but you don't need to. Remember, it's just adding. What do you need today? Both hands come down to the earth. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Exhale it out. High plank. Inhale. Side plank to the left. So heels right. Left hand up. Lift those hips up. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Beautiful. Breath in. Stay in this moment. Breath out. Breath in. All right. High plank. Downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Big breath out. Left hand goes up. Left leg. I keep saying left hand, but no, you want to do left leg. All right, we're going to step it through for that runners. Take that left thumb into the left hip crease right here. Inhale, lengthen collarbone forward. Exhale, use that left hand to send that left hip back, and notice how the inner thighs and the hamstrings and the quads and the outer hips fire up. Make sure you're shifting that back heel forward. Beautiful. Nicely done. Right hand down, left arm up. Keep twisting. Breath in. Breath out. Both arms go up, so pressing down through the feet, lifting on up for your full crescent lunge. Big breath in here. Hug your lower ribs in. Breath out. Breath in. Hands to heart center. Breath out. Now do that nice tight, pushing hands into each other. Shift your chest over your thighs. Keep shifting that back heel forward, right? So nice and strong. And then we're twisting. Feel free to even use a block. And if you want to open up your hands, you put a block on the outside of your right foot. I'm not a big fan of this, so I don't do it, but I know others who really love it. So you do what you need to do. Bring your left hand down to the earth, right hand down to the earth, step your left foot back, downward dog. Big breath in, breath out. Come onto your shins, bending your knees, take a seat onto your heels. Close your eyes for a moment and focus again on the breath, coming back to the breath. Notice how the energy has shifted, right? How does the energy feel from when you first sat down starting this class with me to where you are right now? That's how we learn about what our body needs. It's how we learn to listen, by just being still for a moment and just taking in all that information. No judgment, no commentary, just taking it all in. Nicely done. Okay, those legs worked really, really hard. So let's just open through the front of the quads here. So you're just going to come all the way up. You bring your hips directly over your knees. I like to curl my toes under to give me a little extra stability. Just bring my hands on the lower back. Think about lifting up, tilting the tailbone down, and then just send the hip points forward. And that should really open up through those hip flexor muscles, as well as opening up through the front of the chest. It's a great front body stretch. Nice. And then come on, sit back down on the heels. Downward dog. Lift those hips nice and high. Lift that right leg all the way up and back. Bend the knee, roll the hip open. Right leg up and back. Now spread the toes nice and wide. I'm going to take the toe and the second toe, and you put the back of your left heel between those. So there's a little groove there. And then you sit the left heel down, bring your chest towards your thighs, and just a beautiful stretch down the hamstrings and the calves. Now, maybe a down dog does the same for you with 2 feet down, and that's what you do. All right, release. Let's do the other side. Left leg goes up. Spread those toes. And then place a little space between the big toe and the second toe, right in the Achilles tendon area, and then drop the heel down. Only if that feels good. If it doesn't feel good, no sharp pain, remember. Just this beautiful stretch. Nicely done. Then come on down. Now there's so many ways to do, you can sit on up. There's so many ways to do Savasana. My favorite is to lie on your back. So if you want to do that, go ahead and lie down on your back. You can also lie down on your belly. It's called crocodile pose, where you bring one hand on top of the other and you just lie using that as a pillow. You can also be seated. So I'm going to be seated for this one. So feel free to join in any variation that works for you for your quiet time, your Savasana. Sitting nice and tall for you, joining me to sit. Closing your eyes. Think about how you're stacking the ribs over the hips and where you need to let go of, where you need to soften. As always, I'd love to share a reading from my favorite book, Beattie, Journey to the Heart. And I leave you with this message today as you keep focusing on your breath. Knowing that your mind is going to wander. It takes practice to say, hey mind, I need you to just be still for a moment. So really just bring all your attention to that breath. It's a beautiful tool, really simple, but sometimes a simple concept, but a challenging when you need to practice it. So be okay that it takes a little time. Just focusing on that breath, maybe counting the breath, maybe noticing the texture of the breath, whatever you need to be in this moment. Energize yourself. Don't tell yourself you have no energy. You are energy. Learn to energize yourself. Get up, move around, play some invigorating games, stretch your arms, stretch your legs, move your body around, get out and walk. Watch children play. They seem to have an unlimited supply of energy. Remember what it was like to be a child? You had an unlimited supply of energy then. Most of us still do. Yes, we do get tired from time to time, particularly with the schedules many of us have. And there are times in our lives when less energy is available to us, such as during times of deep grief or during illness, when our body is using its energy to heal a physical problem. And sometimes other people and their problems drain us. And sometimes we drain ourselves too. If you don't feel your energy, perhaps something is blocking it. You may have experienced some resistance to what you're trying to do. Maybe an old emotional belief is clogging the circuit. Maybe you've been sitting too long, crunched up in your chair, blocking your own circuits. Maybe you're telling yourself you have no energy so loudly that you've begun to believe it. Clear your circuits. Push through whatever's blocking you. Then get up, move around, connect to life, learn to energize yourself. I invite you to please stay where you are. Feel free to be here for as long as you need to be. But if you'd like to join me, please bring your hands in prayer, resting your thumb onto your sternum. Take a big breath in, breath out. Please bring those hands in prayer. Let the thumbs connect to your forehead. Namaste.